Every single day, we wake up to shocking headlines: murders, rapes, scams, corruption, and suicides. It feels like crime is spiraling out of control and governance is nowhere to be found. Now, is this the India we dreamed of? 2024 has shown us the worst: rising cybercrime, mass violence, and political scandals. But what about 2025? Will it be better? Or are we headed for even darker times? So, this video, isn't an analysis, it's a call to action. So, today we will uncover the real numbers behind the crime in India, the shocking stories, that prove criminals have no fear at all, the failures of governance that make justice impossible, and most importantly, what can we do to fix the system before it's too late? So stay with me till the end because this is a conversation we cannot afford to ignore. So, yeah, welcome back to another new episode of News and Views where we try to reveal the truth, share our perspectives, educate yourself so that you stay updated and you become aware about a lot of things, right? So, it's very important. So, let's get started. Let's start with the facts. According to the latest National Crime Records Bureau data, more than 5 million crimes were reported in the year 2024. And this means one crime every 10 seconds. I repeat, one crime every 10 seconds. And these are just the reported cases. Many crimes never even make it to the records. So here are some of the most disturbing trends News and Views would like to share with you. Cyber crimes, they are skyrocketing, no doubt about that. Scammers and fraudsters looting a lot of people online, stealing crores and crores of rupees every single day. So in Delhi alone itself, I think more than 50,000 uh, cyber fraud cases were registered in the year 2024. Violence against women is relentless. It's increasing day by day. The Bengaluru mass molestation case, it has shocked the entire nation. Women are unsafe in public places. They're not safe in their workplaces, and not even in their own homes. Political scams and corruption remains unchecked. The 2024 NEET paper leak shattered the dreams of thousands of students. It's such a shame that corruption, has even infected our education system. Murder and gang violence have become very common. Seems like our country is becoming very happy about this because it is increasing day by day. Nothing is happening, right? It is increasing. It was already there. The frequency is even more increasing, right? So in cities like Mumbai, Delhi, Patna, gang wars, contract killings, political murders are on the rise. So what should we infer from this? Suicides are increasing at an alarming rate, from students to housewives and from farmers to businessmen. They're losing their hopes and they're taking their own lives. But why? Why is the crime rising at such an uncontrollable pace? You know, the answer lies in our broken system. The biggest reason why the criminals are becoming fearless day by day is because of the fact that our system is broken. Let's break it down. Weak law enforcement. Our police force is understaffed, undertrained, and often corrupt. You know, the political interference actually makes it difficult for honest officers to take a legal action against criminals. Yeah, so the next point that I would like to highlight is about the judicial delays. There are over you won't believe this. There are over 60 million pending court cases in India. Just imagine 60 million. how high the number is. And uh, there's a saying, like, justice delayed is justice denied. So what happens is, like, the criminals, they are using this opportunity, yeah, to their advantage. They're exploiting this to escape from the punishment. Political protection for criminals. As you know, a lot of criminals are openly protected by the politicians. The criminals, they have the confidence that whatever they do, the politicians will protect them. So they are getting that confidence from these leaders, and they are becoming untouchable. They provide funds for election. They provide muscle power, and in return, what do they get? They get legal immunity. The next one I would like to say is about, yeah, about outdated laws and poor implementation. So, as we all know, that there are a lot of laws in our country. Just like to mention a few, let's say POCSO Act and SCST Act. But are these laws strictly implemented? No, I don't think so. And not just this, actually, many laws are outdated. They fail to address modern crimes such as cyber fraud. I mean, the fraudulent activities that happens in the cyber world, and deep fake blackmailing as well. So something has to be done there too. The result, we are losing faith in our system. Criminals walk freely, right? And victims continue to suffer. And do you know what's the worst crime that is often ignored? Yeah, suicide. Every day, every single day, people take their own lives. But suicide is not, I mean, just a personal decision. It is a final result of a system that has failed them. So yeah, so let's look at the common triggers that leads to suicide. So I have noted down a couple of things. Um, so the number one thing that comes in the list is debt and financial crisis. So farmers drink pesticide, businessmen hang themselves, and the rich, they easily gets bailout, and the poor, they get threats from loan sharks. So we see news about this every single day. Now, next one is dowry and domestic violence. Needless to mention about this. I don't know. I mean, how many times I've read suicides related to this. So young brides are found hanging, and in many cases, it's not actually suicide. It's basically brutal murder disguised as suicide. So yeah, exam pressure and student suicides. Every year, thousands of students suicide because of exam pressure, parental expectations, and pressure as well. Entrance, failing in entrance exams. So all these things, they lead to suicide. Workplace stress and job losses. During the COVID pandemic, we have seen how many people suicided because of financial instability. So people struggling with job loss and financial instability, they find no way out, and this leads to suicide as well. Disgrace and social rejection. Victims of sexual assault, LGBTQ plus individuals, and people facing false accusations, they often feel trapped, and this, um, it affects their mental health, and this leads to suicide. Yeah, the next one is closely associated with. I mean, this is something which is associated with everything. Mental health neglect. So India has only one psychiatrist for every 10,000 people. I mean, it's a very shocking fact. I mean, depression and anxiety are not taken seriously in our country until it's too late. So all these have to be taken very seriously, and these are all related with each other. And here is the darkest part. Many suicides are actually murders disguised as accidents. So whether it's political activists or whistleblowers, or women facing domestic violence, Too many deaths are being staged to cover up the truth. That's what's happening in our country. So what's the solution? How do we take back control? What, demand accountability. Politicians and bureaucrats should not get away with protecting criminals, and reform the police force. um, by this, what I mean is, like, increase funding, improve training, and do whatever it's necessary uh, to create a better awareness among the police force as well as the politicians, so that they don't interfere in their work, and uh, let the police do their work. And uh, yeah, and the next one I would probably like to mention is fast track the judicial system. It's very important. It's like we need faster trials and stricter punishments. That's not what's not happening in our country because of the fact that there is no strict punishments happening. The criminals are becoming overconfident, and they can do anything. And as I said before, the victims are suffering more and more. Yeah, and strengthen community initiatives, neighborhood watch groups, women's safety programs, and and youth engagement can help reduce crime. So creating awareness among them, and even offering classes, martial arts and stuff like that and all that. So people got to be aware about these kind of things. Teaching self-defense. These are all extremely important, including inculcating this as a part of school's curriculum. That will definitely help. Yeah. So the next one I would like to probably think about is about improving the mental health support. Improving the mental health support. So suicide prevention programs, counseling services, and awareness campaigns can save a lot of lives. If you have someone to talk to share your feelings and emotions, a lot of things can actually be saved in a much better way. So as I said, nowadays people don't have time to listen, right? So it's very important to have somebody to listen to your feelings. So yeah, that's one thing. And exposing fake suicides. Push for thorough investigation in cases where murder is disguised as suicide. That's very important. I mean, please. I mean, this is actually uh, uh, from the news and views fraternity. We request the justice system of our country to please thoroughly have a proper investigation about this. When some crime is happening, when some crime happens, uh, we request you to kindly do a thorough investigation, whether it's a murder or whether it's a suicide. So please take this into consideration. It's our request. But most importantly, what I would like to tell you is that what we would like to tell you is that, as a part of news and views, uh, stop being silent. I mean, it's very easy to, the most comfortable thing for everyone to do is to keep silent, right? So crime thrives in a society where people look away. So it's time to take an action. So we have to do it. It's our responsibility, so we have to do it. Don't wait for something wrong to happen in your house, or maybe to your friends or your acquaintances. It's time to take action right now so that we can prevent it in the future. Okay? You know what? India is at a crossroads, and the crime rate is rising, governance is failing, and people are losing faith in the system. So, but we still have a choice. We can either stay silent, or we can let the crime take over. So we have to decide what should happen, and we demand a change. If this video has opened your eyes, don't just move on. Just take action, please. I mean, share this video, start a conversation, do whatever you can, and demand justice in your own way. I mean, in your own community. So, because change doesn't start with the government. Don't expect the government to take some adequate steps before it's too late. The change starts with you, and you have to do something, and you demand it, you deserve it. All right. And subscribe to News and Views for more truth that no one else will tell you. And I believe that together we can make a difference for sure. There's no doubt about it. And I would like to thank you for watching, and uh, for being a good listener. And remember, as always, as I said before, change begins with you. Thank you.